Thanks, Melissa. On behalf of ICICI Securities, I welcome all to the conference call of Technoplast to discuss Q2 FY21 results. From the management, we have with us today Mr. Bharat Wagiria, Director Finance, Mr. Sandeep Modi, Senior VP Accounts and Corporate Planning, and Mr. Hemant Soni, Head Legal and Company Secretary of Time Group. I would now request Mr. Bharat Wagiria to start the call with his opening remarks, and then we can proceed with Q&A session. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Ms. Jigar and Manisha, to giving this opportunity. Now, good afternoon to all. I have with me Sandeep Modi, Vice President and Corporate Planning. Mr. Hemant Soni is over telephone. He is because currently traveling, and it is pleasant to be together. We are essentially here to talk about our results for Q2 and half year FY 2021 and outlook for the rest of the year and the period ahead. The results are already announced, but I will just walk through some of the key financial and operating highlights. The key numbers for the on consolidation basis, there has been a significant improvement in the performance of Q2 FY21 as compared to immediate previous quarter, that is Q1 FY21. We all are aware that owing to COVID-19 is there, but there is a substantial improvement compared to Q1 and in Q2. Net sales grew by 57% to 744 crores from 476 crores in the previous quarter. EBITDA grew by 71% to 93 crores from rupees 42 crores. EBITDA in percentage terms increased by 100 basis points to 12.4% as against 11.4%. PAT grew by 453% to rupees 24 crores from a net loss of rupees 12 crores in the previous quarter. During the impact of COVID-19 pandemic, the result for Q2 and half yearly FY21 are not comparable to the corresponding period of the previous year, but a brief summary of the results I am producing. During the Q2 FY21 corresponding Q2 FY20 numbers in the brackets when the number to corresponding quarter previous year. Net sales consolidated basis is 744 crores as against 871 crores. EBITDA 93 crores as against 121 crores. PAT 24 crores as against 39 crores. And cash profit at 63 crores as against 80 crores. Key highlights for the quarter compared with the corresponding previous year. Even though, as I mentioned, on account of COVID-19, not comparable, but I am just producing. Net sales decreased by 15% in India and overseas in the same percentage. Volume decreased by 13% in India and overseas in the same level of percentage. EBITDA decreased by 24%, PAT decreased by 36%, and cash profit decreased by 21%. EBITDA margin was 12.44% as against 13.94%, decreased by 150 basis points. And this 150 basis point also mainly on account of some fixed cost which is company is on account of the power, salary and wages which company required to pay in spite of the business down and the capacity utilization lower. The net margin also decreased by 114 basis points, that is 3.29% as compared to 4.43% due to low volume fixed overhead cost, that is salary, wages, rent and insurance. Now, during the half year FY21, the corresponding figure is also, I will read that. Net sales stood 1220 crores as against 739 crores. EBITDA 147 crores as against 248 crores. PAT 13 crores as against 82 crores. Cash profit 89 crores as against 164 crores. Key highlights compared to half year, even though as I mentioned it is not comparable, but again I am reading. The net sales decreased by 30%. In India 34%, overseas 21%. Volume decreased by 28%. India 32%, overseas 19%. EBITDA decreased by 41%, PAT decreased by 83%, cash profit decreased by 46%. In HY FY21, the EBITDA margin is 12.4% as against 14.26%, down by 222 basis points. Net profit margin also show down by 368 basis points, that is 1.05% as compared to 4.3%. As mentioned earlier, this is due to low volume and fixed overhead costs, salaries and wages, rent and insurance. Now, as far as this share of the business is concerned, as we are also looking at, the value of the value-added product growth decreased by 24% in HY FY21 as compared to HY F20. The share of the value-added product is 22% of the total sales in H1 FY21 as against 21%. So as far as percentage of the value-added product and established product is maintained. India and overseas business in HY FY21 65%, 35%, which normally 71% and 29%. EBITDA percentage in India and overseas are almost in the range of 12% for the half year. Now, polymer and composite products, the polymer products contribute 69% and sales decreased by 31% in HY FY21. The composite product contributes 31% and sales decreased by 27% in HY FY21. The polymer products, drums, jerrycans, pipes, turf matting, bins, MOX films, composite products, IBC, composite cylinder, batteries, auto products and steel drums. The pipe business, pipe segment is showing good growth and in the period it is going to be further increased. We have a good order book, but only waiting for the signal to start up of the all EPC contractor work, which we have seen has started improving from the October onwards. The debt, one good thing I would like to bring your kind attention that total debt in HY F20 is reduced to 816 crores as against 833 crores in FY20. Now, I also would like to give some kind of the, considering the current scenario in reference to some kind of the outlook. Also, I will read, just take further 2 minutes for you. As a time Technoplast generates 70% of its revenue from industrial packaging in India and overseas, namely Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia, Taiwan, UAE, Bahrain, Saudi, Vietnam, Egypt and USA, while the remaining 30% comes from the other products like PE, batteries, MOX film, composite cylinder. Barring Saudi Arabia, Malaysia and USA, the company is market leader in all other countries in this packaging. It may be noted that the packaging products supplied by the companies are mostly used for the specialty chemical, both domestic and also for the export of specialty chemicals. The Federation of Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry has recently come out with a detailed reports on the specialty chemical industry worldwide and India sharing. This is available with our investor relationship agency and I think they will circulate and we'll put on the site also. The report suggests that the specialty chemical industry is likely to migrate from China and would like for low-cost production area. India will be the one of the big beneficiaries from this migration. Some of the business may also go to the other Asian countries where the Time Technoplast companies have a very strong presence. Likewise, the customer, especially from Europe and North America, are reluctant to source their requirement of especially chemical from China and are shifting their supply base to Asian countries in general. And India is particular, this would mean that requirement of the packaging in these countries will grow rapidly. The company has started seeing early sign of the same with some of the multinational companies who have initiated production of certain chemicals in India for domestic use and export. They are in the process of shifting. Also, as per the report from the Ministry of the Petroleum and Natural Gas, which gives plan for the expansion of the CNG distribution in India for up till 2024. One thing before going in this note, I would like to tell you, as company has reported already, that company has got the approval from PESO authority for CNG use of the composite gas cylinder for packing of the CNG for gas distribution. It is called a cascade use. And government guidelines is clear that CNG distribution in India for up till 2024. It is outlined by the government that they would go whole hog for expanding supply and distribution network of the CNG as an alternate fuel to petrol or diesel, essentially to reduce pollution. One of the major concepts is mobile refill unit, which will require large number of the CNG cascades. Time Technoplast has produced for the first time in India Type 4 composite cylinders for CNG, which reduce the weight of the cylinder by 70 to 80% as compared to steel cylinder and are totally blast-proof. The company shall be participating in the huge requirement of the CNG cylinder that would rise from the purpose of the casket, which would reduce the CNG freight cost to the half. This is another area which company potential is a good size of the business in the period ahead and will drive to the growth of the company. In fact, after getting the approval from that, we are getting the inquiry, and company has already started receiving the trial order for the cascades. Now, I would like to, another point I would like to highlight, the capex, as the target of the company is around 100 crores, and as far as this current 6 months is concerned, incurred a capex of, in the first half, the total of 36 crores. Now, I would like to open the floor to answer the specific questions, and thank you very much for listening to us.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may enter star and 1 on their touchtone telephone. If your questions have been answered and you wish to withdraw yourself from the queue, you may enter star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. Ladies and gentlemen, to ask a question, you may enter star and 1. We have the first question from the line of Hitesh Dong from ICICI Securities. Please go ahead.
Good evening, sir. Thanks for the opportunity and good set of numbers. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah.
So one side, we have seen kind of, 100 basis points increase in value-added products contribution in the top line.
Yeah.
And the second side also we have seen kind of, benign input prices. The crude derivatives prices have remained benign during the quarter. But sir, we haven't seen kind of, kind of expansion in gross margin as compared to the reduction in the input prices and the mix change. So I just wanted to know your input. What was the reason, and do we see kind of benefit is coming into the system going forward?
It's a good question. I think as you mentioned, right, the prices of polymer is increased by almost 5 to 7%, and same time we have to see the landed cost, including the foreign exchange part, right? So in fact, inventory, yes. And the benefit we have, as we know, the 92% of our business is with the industrial customer. Where the price increase is there, we pass on to the customer, and price decrease is there, we pass on to the customer. You must have seen compared to the, in terms of the percentage of EBITDA, there is an increase by 100 basis points from the previous. And it is further, yes, the pass on, as we have a customer where we have some kind of the price working with the customer and 3-month average pricing system. So whatever price increase has come out in this last 3 months, I can say in the last quarter, July, August, September, that some of the customers, that 30-40 customers with whom we do the quarterly pricing, so that benefit will come in the period ahead in the next quarter. So you are right. Yes, the next quarters, definitely there will be the improvement in the gross margins also.
Okay. And sir.
Yeah.
And my second question is that now we have commenced our new capacities in USA, which was a greenfield, for the packaging product.
Yes.
So what kind of revenue contribution are you seeing from that? I mean, you must have a case kind of revenue from that plant now.
Right. I think, as I again recall our discussion last meeting also, we have invested around $15 million in US by setting up the plant for the packaging product in the 3 cities like Chicago, Houston, and Iowa. Iowa plant, which we have announced as commissioned in the month of August, right? So after August, what we did it, we have produced some of the products, supplied to some of the local customers. Trial testing is ongoing. We got the local requirement of the approval from the authorities. And we expect, as I think, for a 15 million investment, we can expect a revenue of around $35 to $40 million in a period of 3 years' time. Yes, this year definitely we are estimating the revenue of around $50 million. But next year, again, we are expecting around $25 to $30 million. But from this kind of the investment, we can definitely expect $35 to $40 million in the 3 years period. In terms of the margin, I am telling you, because what we are doing it in that, we have some fixed customers are there with whom 60% product we are selling to the customer, and where we are getting a fixed margin is there. But in our total pricing, we are estimating EBITDA level, I can say in the range of 13 to 15% from US market. Our product is one, I can say, is very well accepted there, all authorities, all local customers. And what we are doing it, we are leveraging our existing know-how, technology, and we are using our customer base of Asian countries, because some of the customers are common in Asian countries as well as in US and in India.
Okay. Okay, got it. So my last question pertains to our brownfield expansion in India and overseas. You said around 36 crore we have done a capex in first half, and around 65 crore is pending for the second half. So where are we going to expand, sir, in brownfield expansion?
Yeah, I think that, as I mentioned to you, the total capex you have seen the past years in the range of 200 to 225 crores, 200 to 225 crores. But this year, on account of the present capacity itself is down. And as we have identified, for the value-added product will be around 30%, and 70% is for the routine and maintenance capex to maintain the capacity, and it's a brownfield expansion, I can say, automation, re-engineering, and so around the 70 crores will be on account of that, and 30 crores on account of the value-added products, which includes my USA business we have expanded, and other countries wherever requirement is there, including in India.
Okay.
But
thanks.
It includes some kind of the development which we have done for the CNG. What we are doing it currently, as we know, the capacity utilization for cylinder business is also in the range of 60 to 70%. So we have a spare capacity available. So we are leveraging that capacity and developing the CNG large size cylinders. So we have done some initial level investment to get the trial testing of the cylinders, and at least some trial order can be executed by leveraging these assets. Some additional equipments we already installed. So we have, as I mentioned in my earlier talk, that we have already got the trial basis order for the cascades. And just as I think in the last call, Mr. Jain has also explained, one cascade means approximately 60 cylinders are required. And one cylinder sale price is approximately 75,000 to 80,000 rupees. This means one cascade sale value will be in the range of 50 lakhs rupees.
Got it. So that's all from my side, sir. I will come in the queue if I have more questions.
Yeah. Thank you. This.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, to ask a question, you may enter star and 1. We have the next question from the line of Mr. Tejas Mehta from Old Bridge Capital Management. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Thanks for taking my question.
Yeah.
Sir, I have one question which pertains to gross margin.
Yeah.
If you see from FY15 to today,
yeah.
gross margin has been very, very stable between 30 and 31%.
Yeah.
Despite your raw material largely being linked to the crude and crude derivatives.
Yeah.
I kind of find it strange, given that we have seen very large volatility in crude and its derivative products.
Yeah.
But we don't see that kind of a volatility in your margins profile. Why is that so?
Yeah. It's a good, I think, as I mentioned to you, we have a 92% business is B2B, is all my end use customer. Okay.
Mm.
So wherever the price increase is there, we pass on to the customer. If price decrease is there, we have to pass on to the customer. So as far as this contribution which you are telling, 31-32% is, it will be continue. Only 8% is the consumer product, which we do the pricing depending on the prices of each of the products. Now, you are talking about the prices of the polymer linked to the crude. I just explained you. Immediately, 100% it is not linked with the crude. You have seen in the last, I think, 4 days, these crude prices have jumped up by 10%. Polymer prices have not jumped up by 10%. It's always linked with the demand supply, because polymer is not only made from the crude. Now you see the overall worldwide, the 50% capacity of the polymer manufacturing based on the oil and 50% based on the shale gas and the natural gas.
Mm.
You see the Middle East, most of the plants are gas-based production. And in US also, there is the plants are 50% oil-based and gas-based. These are the two, I can say, inputs for manufacturing the polymers. So crude is not directly linked with the, it's the demand supply. I just tell you, we have seen in the month of May and June, the prices were down because there was totally uncertainty in the market. Nobody was knowing how the market will go up, what will be the effect of the COVID. But as in India, slowly market pick up. Even in, I can say, from 20 March to 15 May, entire things were uncertainty. But slowly as unlock started and business is picking up, and it's come back in the July, August, slowly started business. Initially, we are very lucky that our product is considered as an essential packaging product, which is used by the pharma and this FMCG, then the chemical companies, especially chemicals. So we got very lucky permissions and allowed us to plant local. One major challenge in the last 6 months was the availability of the manpower. But what we did it, because everybody is aware, some of the people have migrated to their native places, especially most of the worker, skilled or unskilled, we have seen is coming from the UP, Bihar and like that. So, in spite of that, what we have done, many units which were closed down, we took that people, we made the arrangement for staying their arrangement in hotels and in factories in the different areas and used, and we have provided by following the local guidelines, and we continue the production and continue the supply with the customer. I tell you, those companies who have timely supplied to the customer, certain times I remember some of the customer calling at night and telling, sir, we need tomorrow packaging, can you give us in spite of COVID ongoing? Everybody knows that in this last 6 months, the cost of the freight is also ongoing because drivers were not available. Logistics itself was challenging. But we have managed and we continue supply. That customer is also remembered today. We have an association relationship. Most of the customers, we have a relationship for 15 years, 20 years, 25 years. It's a relationship business, I tell you.
But coming back to the gross margin point, in the last 6-8 months, we have seen crude falling from $60 to below zero, and then again back to $40 now. Against that, polymer prices.
Oh, I think you are right question. I tell you history because I am this polymer line since last 40 years.
Yeah.
I tell you the history of the prices in 87 to 19, at least 2020. In the life, I have seen the lowest price of the $700 and highest price of $1,700, but nothing to do with the oil. Everybody is aware that the crude went up to $125 and it has went down up to $25 also. It does not mean when the $25 oil was there and polymer prices was $700, and if the crude has went up to $125, then polymer price should have been $3,500, but I have not seen.
Okay.
But it's again a demand supply position. I tell you, because when you are talking about the polymer, I will give just little highlight. My product, in fact, this user industry of my packaging product is FMCG, which constitute 29%. Construction chemical and adhesive where we supply 13%. Specialty chemical company 31%. And paint and ink industry 12%. Pharmaceutical 5%. New boil and adhesive 5%. Food products 3% and 2% others. These are the whole composition in my packaging user industry. Now, you have seen in China, I tell you, because many all people are not aware about the chemical industry. Biggest chemical industry, I tell you, in the world is China, where is around 1,200 billion euro business is there for all type of the chemicals, fertilizers, sulfuric acid, caustic soda, polysilicon, ethylene, pure benzene, methanol, synthetic material, all put together. Next, after China is EU, European Union. Then next, where is the 565 billion euro? Next is the 468 US, then Japan, where 180, South Korea 127. India comes is the sixth country where is the 89 billion euro only. Just we were talking in our board meeting. If India get only 5% business shifting, means 60 billion euro business of the chemical from China to India, then India can grow at 80% level. But yes, this is going to happen in the period ahead because India, everybody know the establishment takes some time. The formation of the company, setting up the permission, getting the permission, and all put together at least minimum 1.5 years to 2 years takes time when the foreign company will think to put up the plant for the chemical manufacturing. And we are seeing now, especially solar chemical, I tell you, the China, India solar panel were importing earlier one. Now, the entire solar panel is not coming from China. The local manufacturer started, where the solar chemical companies have started and doing the use and increasing the business in the solar chemical. Because solar panels are using everywhere now. You will find in the construction sector, every building, every factory even now made compulsory to have a solar electricity for 10% of your requirement. And most of the states are going to make it compulsory. And already it is happening on the ground. Yeah?
Yeah, so one last question, if I can squeeze in. What has been the polymer price range in the last 6 months?
Polymer price range in the last 6 months?
Yeah, as in
if you are asking me the range, you can take between $900 to $1,100.
Oh, that's it. It's fairly stable in the last 6 months. Okay.
I tell you, because most of the products are my special products. We don't have a commodity polymer because every product needs a separate kind of the product mix.
Right.
Range of the 10-15%. And another thing we are forgetting, the prices of direct dollar is not that thing. We have to see the exchange rate. For example, $900 is the price and exchange rate is 75. Okay. Then that is worked out how much? 900 into 75, which is working out to 67,500. For example, $1,000 is the price and exchange rate is 70 rupees. So it works out to 70,000. So we have to see the landed price along with the exchange rate also.
Yeah, got it. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, to ask a question, you may enter star and 1. We have the next question from the line of Hitesh Tong and from ICICI Securities. Please go ahead.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Yeah.
Sir, I have a question related to the recent ban on import of phthalic anhydride. Sir, I just wanted to know. I think we have some customers who are sourcing this from the outside and now started sourcing in India only. So post this ban on import of that phthalic anhydride, do we see kind of incremental, business opportunities with those customers?
I think you had told me in the last month, I have given my person to find out, and he has given to the marketing department how many customers are producing this product and what are they looking to that. I think I will have to, still he is working on that, because so many, what happened now, I just telling you, as you mentioned in I think last month also, some kind of the India going to ban on the low density polyethylene. That detailed market talk is ongoing. India is going to have some anti-dumping duty of the LDPE products. But I think that matter is still under that discussion, and it is not because it's India, the large manufacturer of LDPE is the Reliance only. Okay, Reliance and some other LDPE Reliance is there only. But again, they want that some nearby countries are dumping the material here. So I think this is the just initial action taken, and government is collecting the information from all Asian countries, whether they are dumping their prices, what is the requirement. But I have seen in the past also, normally when they starting the survey and finally anti-dumping duty takes some time of almost 1 year to 2 years. State government will not, because government has a double duty agreement with most of the nearby countries for the import and export parity together.
No, sir. I think that import ban was from the Korea. I think that
what I can do is, I have that report available. Major Asian manufacturer of this product which you have said, it is IC Petrochemicals Limited and Tirumalai Chemicals Limited, SI Group India Limited. They are out of that, I can say, is the market share of these people is almost 70%. And out of these three people, with the product you have said, Indian, catalytic, anti-dry. So there two are my customers. Tirumalai Chemical is customer and SI Group India Limited is my customer. Yes, we have seen some improvement is there in their buying.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Most of the people are exporting to South Korea, Taiwan, Belgium, Russia, Italy. These people are doing the exports.
Okay. Okay, sir. And one more question I wanted to ask, sir. We have been knowing that the overseas business of ours was less impacted because some of the countries have remained open despite of COVID pandemic.
Yes.
But sir, the current due to FY21, if we see the performance of overseas business, we have seen kind of a degrowth in volume also. So just wanted to know whether the demand of those countries were impacted due to lockdown, or say, the loss of customer, or say any big customer loss, or anything. Means, what would you like to tell the reason?
I just tell you, as far as overseas concerned, we have not lost any customer. That is the fact of the lockdown. I tell you, still some lockdown, some controls are ongoing. Is between the Saudi and the Bahrain area. Still entire things are not open. Okay, but we hardly 4-5% of my revenue comes from this region, so it is not much affected. But one thing, it is all because of the COVID-19 impact in overseas, not on because of the loss of any of the customers. But what we have seen, whatever packaging product we are providing them, their customers should also further supply and demand should be there. Whenever, because most of the packing in other countries people are using for the local as well as for the export of packing. But we are sure, as the definitely the quarters period ahead will be much better than the Q1 and Q2. As you have seen, Q2 is better than Q1, Q3 again will be better, Q4 further will be better. Always we have seen the business in the Q3 and Q4 always better. And we are also estimating, considering the current effect of the COVID ongoing and everyday media is reporting, I think business should resume back from the next year onwards. 21-22 business should come back as usual.
Okay. And by the end of the year, sir, how much debt are we projecting, sir? The book?
Pardon, please?
By the end of FY21, how much debt are we projecting, sir?
How much?
Debt on the books, sir.
I think definitely we are focusing to decrease the working capital cycle time. So that will help us to reduction of the debt also. I think that everything depending on how the last quarter is coming out, because most of the normal we used to give them a credit period of 60 to 75 days to the customer, but which has affected because of the COVID period, delay is ongoing by 25 to 30 days. But we'll see in the period ahead how this coming up in next 2 quarter business coming forward. But our focus is very clear to improve the ROC, improve the margin, increase in the sale of the value-added products. That's our focus is there. And use in fact, I again say from my side, you are very well aware that we have appointed E&Y for look after the businesses where the study is ongoing and will come out report before end of this financial year. Definitely, as we have identified some of the assets which was discussed in the last conference call also, battery business, molded furniture, medical business, that in best we have identified for the sale of that businesses when the right time will come. Definitely our focus is there for reduction of the debt, and as I mentioned to you. But how much exactly, that's depend on the business cycle, that's depending on how much business we are going to give in the last quarter.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you. We have the next question from the line of Shreyas Nevatia, an investor. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Hello. Is there any timeline for the reduction of promoter pledge?
Yes, I think it's a good question you asked. Of course, I can tell you today, you all are aware that is also report available that promoter have given the pledge for a 70 crores loan, and the prime property of the plot is given as a prime security, collateral security by way of a shares is given, and I am pleased to tell you by now, till we talking this conference call, we have paid 20 crores back to the financial institutions, and now the amount outstanding is 50 crores. So we are in process, and definitely as we are projecting to release the pledge of the shares or reduction in the pledge of the shares at the earliest possible time. We are also focusing, as we are already in discussion with some of the 2 or 3 builders or some of the joint developer, so the property can be developed or it can be sold out. So I think as the period will improve, the results will come out. But definitely, reduction we are focusing.
Have you set any timeline by which will reduce?
Timeline is there, in fact. Because of COVID, it is delayed. Otherwise, timeline was there till the March 20. But because of COVID, in fact, it is there. But we internally kept the timeline by March, we should do it.
Okay. Okay, thank you. That's it from my side.
Yeah, focus is there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, to ask a question, you may enter star and 1. We have the next question from the line of Arun Kumar Ori, an investor. Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Thank you for the results. I noticed that your finance cost has not declined in correspondence with your total volume. That is the question number 1. Question number 2 is that given very small volume of TPL Plastic, why don't we merge that company back into the parent company?
Oh, yes, I think this question after 2-3 years you have asked is the right thing. I tell you always, we have learned from the business. We have seen in Lower Parel area there was the suitcase and I think briefcase. The suitcase shops were there. One owner is there, but 10 shops are there. Okay, why? All 10 shops are owned by the one person only. But they know very well if business come in first shop or second shop. If somebody customer asks him, okay, I will go to the next shop, that very peacefully he will say, okay, you can go and buy there. This TPL Plastic, you know the name of the earlier company was 10-Wala Polycontainers Limited. That company we had bought in 2007. Tell you now. The business in my segment, 6 to 7% of revenue they give as far as packaging product. They are only in the packaging product. And I tell you that company is run by, we are just kind of the investor, and that company is run by the professional separately. We are getting the business advantage because every multinational, every customer needs 2 suppliers. They don't see who are the investor. but they want alternate supplier. So second position gap is filled up by the TPL Plastic. If I will merge that company in my business, we are not going to lose that business.
Sir, would you like to say that your finance costs are still fairly high compared to reduction in business?
Now, finance cost, if you see compared to the last year, it's down by 3 crores. Last year, the same quarter, it was 28 crores, and as against that, 24.7 crores. 3 crores is reduced. If you see the 6 month also, it is reduced by 5 crores. As against 55 crores, it is 50 crores. And you are very well aware that bankers have not passed on to the benefit to the customer, which RBI has directed to reduce, because bankers themselves have their own problem. And you know that many bankers, all the bankers mostly give their working capital on the MCLR or PLR plus 1 year rate. MCLR 1 year plus their margin. So they change when the year complete. So this benefit of the interest rate reduction is also going to come in the period ahead. Definitely reduction is there. Even in spite of COVID period, you see that it is not increasing the cost. Company managed effectively during the COVID period.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, to ask a question, you may enter star and 1. The next question is from the line of Jigar Shah from ICICI Securities. Please go ahead, sir.
Thank you for the opportunity. Hi, sir. I just wanted to know first, my first question is that what was your growth in the October month? Can highlight that.
Sorry, Jigar, I cannot give you because that quarter is just ended, and this quarter I will definitely submit you after the end of the quarter. But I can, as I mentioned in my comments, the Q3 will be better than the Q2. Month on month, I cannot give because you are aware the restriction on our side, management side. But I can say, yes, month on month, it is better.
Okay, sir. And in Q2, what was the growth in the segments like composite cylinder and MOX films?
I tell you, as far as segment 2, you are asking me. I'll just give you the figure is here. I have some data is available. Growth compared to previous Q1 to Q2 only.
Why, sir?
Achha, why you want? Okay. I think in packaging business, is FY21, is the quarter wise you are asking me. The packaging business is down by 12%. The pipe business is down by 42%. That you know very well. For pipe business, the majority APC contractor, which in turn work for the government, and you know the government all payment stock is there, and even no workers were available. So I think this EPC contractor has started. Most of the contractors started work in the month of September and October onwards only.
Okay.
So pipe business is down by 43%. IBC business down by only 12%. Composite cylinder down by only 9%. MOX film is down by 9%. So overall down is 15% compared to this quarter of the previous year quarter.
Okay, sir. So you you also mentioned that you have got the some of the inquiries in CNG casket business. So can you elaborate on that?
Yes. As we got approval in August for the CNG casket from the PESO authority, with the regulatory authority, we are now because we know that I have some government report which is available, and which I would, as I mentioned to you, I will read that thing which is available on the natural gas which government is planning. And I think most of the people have seen how in current market conditions PUC is people are getting. Just we have to take our vehicles, go to the PUC vehicle which is standing, and he will complete it and give us the PUC certificate. Government is planning to have a mobile refilling unit, and as per the government data available, they would like to have a 7,300 total existing and commercial new CNG station in India by 2024. That is the planning. So we are also expecting, in fact, this CNG cascade will be used by the gas distribution company. Just I can say some of the names like Gujarat Gas, this Mahanagar Gas. They are going to use this kind of the mobile van, and some kind of the distribution agency is going to use this kind of the cascade. As I mentioned, in one cascade, the 60 cylinders required, and that will give the logistic substantial saving in the logistic cost, and the weight of the cylinder is less.
So, sir, each CNG station will have one cascade?
Currently, what they do, every CNG station, they keep, I think, 2 or 3 cascades in their petrol filling station. But again, the new guidelines of government is coming, where government is allowed for distribution of CNG gas. Any company would like to come in this business, but subject to they will have to keep their vehicle 2 kilometers away from the present filling station.
Okay.
So that is going to be very huge business for the gas distribution company in the period ahead.
So so as you mentioned that incrementally some 7,300 CNG stations will be put up.
Yeah.
And so let's say around 15,000 cascades, if you multiply it by 2, let's say each station has 2 cascades. So 15,000 cascades.
Yeah.
And 15,000 cascade will have each cascade around 60-70 cylinders.
Yeah.
So that is a huge opportunity you have in front of you.
Yeah.
So,
cascade value 50 lakhs rupees. And as I mentioned, we have already received order for the trial basis. The 4 cascades we have received the order, which we have to execute in the next 2-3 months time.
Okay. So any company has approached you for any further orders or big orders or something?
Not a point. This is recently it is approved. Type 4 cylinder, first time it is approved. So now, whenever the government tenders come, we have to specify this kind of the specification in the tender itself. So we have already submitted our product details to the government authorities who are going to use these cascades.
Right.
So they will include in this tender will come, then the gas distribution will pass it. Because we are going to supply a cylinder. We are not going to supply because a cascade need what? One kind of the long trailer is called a commercial vehicle. Then there will be the cascade will be made from the metal, and we have to supply to the cylinder.
Right.
Because entire cascade cost, I tell you rough estimate, which works out around 1 crore 20 lakhs, which includes 30 lakhs on account of this vehicle cost and this around 25 lakhs on account of the other accessories for making the cascade, and cylinder value is around 50 lakhs rupees.
Okay, sir, got that.
Yeah, thank you.
And sir, you also mentioned that your 70 crore loan which was pledged and all.
Yeah, it is reduced to 50,000 today.
So it is at 50 crore.
Yeah, today it stands 50 crores. Yes.
So is there any plan to
that 50 crores? In fact, yes, of course, plan to repay. As you know that we have also received the dividend. We have paid that money to them and reduced the loan amount. And further, as planned already, I mentioned, we are in the process of liquidation of that assets or working out the joint working with some of the developers and do the encashment of the land.
So accordingly, the pledge must have also come down?
Of course, it come. It is in process. Therefore, I am not committing because pledge was given when the prices were lower. Pledge was given for 70 crore shares. We are in the process of reducing that, of course.
Okay.
It is going to be happen this quarter.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
That's it from my side. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, to ask a question, you may enter star and 1. We have the next question from the line of Arun Kumar Ori, an investor. Please go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Just want to ask for the house cylinder, the domestic gas cylinder. Has there been any progress?
I can tell you, in fact, progress you mean to say as for India, there is no any progress. Only some local distribution agency like this the Go Gas who is buying from us as the requirement comes. But my export is continuing, and I am able to. I think as last year you are aware that we have sold almost around 8 lakh cylinders, and current year, in spite of COVID also, we are planning to sell around 7 lakh cylinders. So my export is continue and good demand is coming. Hello?
Are we not able to crack the domestic market?
Domestic market, I think you know very well the government is busy around. I think just recently they are free from the BR election. Now we are also tying up the meeting, some of the government authorities to and present our products once again, CNG as well as this LPG both. We are talking to have a meeting with the senior management of the government and prove them is the blast-proof cylinders available in India. Surrounding countries are buying, and why our Indian country is not buying? When the Narendra Modi is saying that we want make in India or coming in India, and our products are not they are buying.
So do you think it makes sense for you to start from countries like Nepal, which has wooden houses, like a smaller demand and single suppliers?
I am exporting in Nepal. I am exporting in Bangladesh. We are exporting in other many countries. We are exporting in Philippines. We are exporting in Middle East. We are exporting in Europe. All countries we are exporting. Even South African we are doing it. India will come out. We are giving our presentation to the government. Is there any reason? Is there any deficiency in the product? Tell us. Is the product where the life safe is there? One day it will come. I think currently, even I tell you, we have seen our history in the past for use of the polymer drum also. Long back, I go back to 26 years back, when they were not taking my polymer drums, okay, because they were using their steel drums. But when the private chemical company started using the polymer drums and market competition, then government has also started buying their polymer drums. I have seen now. Today I can say that Hindustan Colas, HPCL, even government for army, they are buying the polymer drums. They've seen the advantage: lightweight, no rust, no dust, no paint peeling off, easy in handling. Similar advantage, and you know that in the last 25 years, 55% conversion has taken place from metal to polymers. Similar, we are expecting in current as LPG population cylinder are 36 crore cylinders are in population of various sizes. And you know our capacity is what? 1.4 million cylinders only. And every year 5 to 6% replacement required by wear and tear, because maximum life of this metal cylinder is 15 to 18 years. And you know that steel prices are going one side only. In the last 4 months, steel prices have increased from 40 rupees to 55 rupees, 30% jump in the steel prices. So one day definitely looking to the advantage of this product, and it's the safety. This product has no any doubt. When it is available in India, then they have to get it.
Good luck, and hopefully that it comes soon.
Yes, we are also working and our eyes are there.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, as there are no further questions, I would like to hand the conference over to the management for closing comments. Please go ahead, sir.
I would like to convey thanks on behalf of my management to listening the performance of the company, and further I would like to tell in advance, wish all of you for happy and prosperous Diwali and New Year, because we are near to the Diwali only. But again, my request to keep step distance and stay safe. Thanks to everybody.